We left off having just put in the various controls into our form. Now let's go through and change the text. The nice thing about this is, as you go to each one, it's smart enough to figure out you're going to be changing the same thing, and the cursor is always at the same spot. It's kind of cool. So I want to change the first one to base colon. Notice how it changed. Change the second one to height colon. It also changed. Change the third one to area colon. And we'll change button 1 to calculate. Button 2 to clear. Button 3 to exit. So we can now see that we have most of our stuff done. One problem, the place where the answer is supposed to go, label 6, that's pretty ugly. Now you can just simply double click and delete that, but when you do that, label 6 turns into a really tiny item, as you can see up here. What your book tells you to do is to pick a digit such as 8 or 9 that's fairly wide, and then put in several copies of that. So for instance, 8888.888 might be a good label. Now of necessity we're going to have to make this invisible. So we'll come down to the visible property and double click on it, and it changes into false. So when we run the form, the 8888.888 will not show up. Now we could change all of the fonts at once if we wanted to have a unified one. I'm drawing a box around everything with my cursor, and they are all selected. I can then click on the font property, the little drop down, say that they're 10-point bold, for instance. And they're all changed to a nice size. Oh, except calculate doesn't quite show up. So I may want to make that down to 9-point bold instead. And now it does. So it's easy to do mass changes using some different techniques. We encourage you to go in and play with different things like the color items, etc. Your textbook in Chapter 2 will also walk you through more things. This concludes the little module about changing the text items, etc. Let's save it one more time. And we'll see you back here in a few minutes when we actually rename these objects that we've changed the text for. Bye.